I want to show you guys a collection of racing scenes from this movie.
Okay.
And I want to get your vibe check on how you think they would go about executing it.
He came to the right place.
It's lights out, and away we go. And it's a decent start, and everyone keeping it clean as into
All right.
the source we go. Ferrari ahead
Cool.
of Red Bull, but here
Looks like an F1 race filmed with like red cameras.
battling with him, Piastri, Charles
Looks good.
Leclerc, and
Looks good,
here
right?
Looks realistic.
Bench GPs. But Gasly shuts the door, leaving them with nowhere to go.
Are all those cars CG? If all those cars are CG, then I'm very impressed. The reflections.
That looks
His
pretty
tire
good.
came off. The amateurs.
Yeah, pit crew.
If you were to go about doing this, like what approach do you take with CG to do so?
Start with them go-karts.
Yeah.
Drive them around, speed up the footage, stabilize it, CGI replace F1 cars. I think that's the most economical way
Yeah,
to
that
do
is
this.
definitely economical.
I would put my actors on like a trailer or some like rigged up car so you could film them doing that kind of stuff. Kind of basically what Tom Cruise is doing in Top Gun, where it's like you're doing a ride along effectively. Though you wouldn't be able to do it in an F1 car. I'd just build a cockpit in like something else that can seat more than one person. I would try to actually film a real F1 race, but I imagine that'd probably be a problem for the story. Though you could just reskin certain cars and just swap them out. You'd have perfect reference footage.
Both of you have firmly grasped threads of truth here. Like you're both completely right on the right track. There are no visual effects in this movie.
Are you?
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No. At least something from every shot is captured in camera. And it's funny that you mentioned Top Gun because this is the same director of Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, okay, cool.
But what's really cool is, I mean, F1 is an elite sport, super expensive, all the cars super top secret. Apple, you know, created some form of partnership with F1 to where they were giving these guys basically an open door access to all of the events over an entire season, which I don't think that's ever been done in sports and film, where you're given an open door to film at events as if they are your movie set.
Yeah.
Right? But everything is very to time. And so what they would give them is 20 minutes on track on a qualifying day to give them place to get whatever they needed. Everything else, they have to figure out another way around. The way that it works, you've got F1, F2, F3. It gets progressively cheaper as you go down because they don't have the
Slower probably,
resources.
too,
Yeah,
right?
slower too. Yeah, slower too.
Lamer.
Yeah. So they designed an F1 appearing F2 car that is this apex, this fake team that doesn't exist. And they rigged it up with custom cameras all around it. Sony created 25 custom, super tiny 4K full sensor cameras that could be mounted all around the vehicle. Sometimes there were 16 mounted at one given time.
Wow.
The F1 cars are very sleek and there's no like trunk or anything, no place to store stuff. And so they had to separate the sensors of the camera from the recording devices, and they hid all the recording devices underneath the radiators and the wings. So they made like little custom cavities and just tucked all the wires in and up the sides. They are pulling focus on these cameras in real time, and they can also pan the cameras because each of them is on a motorized head that can rotate. So those shots you're seeing where the camera's panning over, that's really being operated in real time. When you're in race day, weight matters a lot, and you don't want to be encumbered on a real car for a real race. That's not going to be good at all. And so Apple designed a really small, lightweight camera and got permission to mount it over the shoulder of select drivers for a given race. Depending on the story beat for that race at that point in time, they would pick a driver they thought was going to place in that area. And they would mount the little camera on them, and they would get footage of the entire race from over the shoulder of that driver. But here's the big one. The rest of the footage that we see, how the heck do you capture an entire race in a broadcast style? Like there's an entire system for F1 where they have 30 cameras mounted around the track. They have like a dynamic system of understanding how to follow the action. All that stuff's already figured out. So they said, hey, why don't we just tap in to their live broadcast?
Interesting.
Yeah, they're adding motion blur to these shots. This is nuts. That was the CG footage you just watched.
Very cool.
And they just kept the crowd because it's like, why not? All of it's free.
So they will walk in there with their little HDMI splitters.
And they would pull the live feed from the broadcast.
So they basically can make their own custom edits of each race.
Yeah. So the editors had hundreds of hours of race footage.
Oh my God, what a nightmare in a
And they
sense.
were given, literally, yeah. It's like editing a documentary at that point. And they were given the green light to take and select different areas of the race, different things that were happening in order to construct a cohesive story for this given race in the movie.
The approvals on this movie.
It's
must have been
nuts.
like the red tape to
Yeah.
edit this stuff and use certain shots. Like, oh, my God.
Yeah, so they'd have to string it together, and then the VFX team, led by Framestore and ILM, would have to go in and make sure the cars made sense, reskinning most of them so that the positions of the cars make sense for the continuity of the film.
Wow. Really nice looking camera they got there
Yeah.
for being so tiny.
And then you're replacing the entire car body and driver and helmet because you need all the reflections, all
Yeah.
the motion inherited from the
Yep.
driving. It's seamless. It's a seamless blending. There is one race in particular that's next level.
Here comes the rain. Let's see who played slicks.
They got the wet tires on now.
First time ever.
Oh, that one. Oh, wow.
Woo.
Yike.
Damn, he really sent it.
Oh, is he going to make a Reddit moment and stop and check on him? Yeah, okay.
What is unique about this race in particular is
Rain.
the rain. Exactly. Problem is, at this race, Monza, there was no rain in 2024.
So what is this? We're calling this wet for dry or dry for wet?
I think we're
Dry for
calling
wet.
this dry for wet. Is it, wait, what's
They
the
filmed a dry scene
For wet.
for a wet story.
dry
Yeah.
scene for a wet story? For the Monza race in particular, they were unable to film on the Monza racetrack. They had to film it in England. And when they filmed it in England, it wasn't raining either. So what they did is full recreation of the track, full recreation of the environment, and all the wet effects. Like all the rooster tail kick-up spray, all the atmospherics. It's a total flex. And then, of course, you've got this explosion as well, which is based on 2 real crashes in F1. And so to do that, they just sent it, dude. They launched an F3
Really?
body, yeah, which are way cheaper to use. So they got an F3 body and launched it off a pneumatic rail.
Oh.
Just
It
shot
looks
it.
really good.
Yeah, it catches the air. Like it has air resistance in a way that like a race boat does, you know, or F1 cars, where it's like you can feel the lightness in that flat bottom when it's like kind of catching the air with a twist and it falls a bit differently. It's really subtle and pretty much impossible to do by hand.
Yeah, like that shot's fantastic and like
Yeah.
crashing into the trees, which I believe it seems like that's just it hitting the trees.
He would have to be going so fast
Dude,
to
legit.
clear the fence from hitting a little bump on a turn. You would have to be going so fast.
But then, of course, the entire thing explodes. And for the fire, I mean, maybe this is commonplace in special effects, but I actually thought it was really cool. They had their F3 body, but they also had special effects fire rigging all around it so that the stuntman, or I think it was actually the actor who was in there in fire retardant clothing, they could turn it up like a stovetop. So they'd turn it down, all the fire would simmer, he'd get in, and then they'd turn it up, and the whole thing would become an inferno again.
Yeah, if you're gonna do CG fire, you need to have something real in the shot.
Yeah.
You need to have real fire to match the colors too. It's impossible to do it by hand.
Yeah. So you've got broadcast footage, you've got custom footage from these custom rigs, you've got shoulder-mounted footage from a real rig, like this hodgepodge of all this real stuff that serves as the base for the visual effects, which already is super impressive. But the fact that it doesn't like really trigger you when you're watching the movie at all, like you're really immersed in what's going on, is such a flex to me. It's really one heck of a feat. It gets me all amped, as you can tell. I get all excited about it. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It looks insane.